Well, good evening. Just having a walkthrough of our inland resort. This is what I think of as a 5-year project, and we're gradually getting the furnishings in now. We're pretty well advanced on all of the painting and detail work, putting up the curtains and getting in beds and bedding and stuff like that. As you can see, all of the windows now have curtains and rails and curtains and so on. We haven't got around to doing the balconies yet. We need some welding of rails to go in there, and then they'll be open to a very nice view over there. So this is one of our biggest rooms, and of course there's lots of furniture to go in here yet. All of this space here will have probably extra bedding and some of the corner units that we've been putting in the other rooms. So this one, I was working on this a couple of days ago. We got all of the bedding and we got the curtains. Slightly different way of doing the curtains. Beth decided that she would order at the same time the white, which really looks very nice. So all of that. This room is a very large room and will accommodate, we think, a lot of students or a big family that want to come and all stay together. But let me see, I'm from the UK, and there used to be like boarding houses in France that would have things where mixed company would share the place, not in double beds like this probably, but there will be bunk beds, lots of bunk beds, and boys and girls who were students and doing the continent. We call France, Germany, all of that, we call that the continent. and the French had it right that they would have rooms like this which were all mixed, and the people didn't even know each other, but they would be all hitchhikers, people who were doing the continent on the cheap, and they could get a very, very cheap bed to sleep in the night in one of these things. So you can see very large bathroom that would accommodate a lot of people staying here, instead of the tiny bathrooms that we see when we've gone to different places, even in some of the best resorts. So you can see there's all the wrapping. It's a problem how to get rid of big sheets of cardboard, although I think keeping some of this will be very handy for some projects. So we're back into the main hallway now. And this is room 3. Now we're a little bit further on for this one. Let me put the lights on. A little bit further on. Now the thing is that we pay for everything cash, and we pay for it when the money is available. It comes in various forms, some of it from the pensions, some of it from AdSense that we get on our YouTube pay, which is not very much actually, but we always come in, and because we're paying cash and waiting for the right time to buy, we're able to buy little sofas like this. This is like a futon, and we were able to get that very, very cheap, a third of the price that it normally would have been if it wasn't on sale. So it really does work very well. Now, of course, there are always people that criticize this and see this as an impossible to finish project, and who knows, they may be right. But the last detailed criticism that I had, a comment, was that he said that he wanted me to sit down and to judge whether the surrounding community could ever afford this? Well, our purpose on all of this and on putting it here, we work with what we have. We bought this piece of property, we cleared it, and then we began on our dream project. Now, the point about the way that we do things is it's against the normal thing. I remember working for a lady who had come over from America. She was a foot surgeon, so dealing with feet all the time, and she set up a small not studio. She set up a small surgery in the UK, and she did it what I think of as the American way. If you ever look at the work and the teachings, the financial teachings of a man called Kiyosaki, and he's always talking about how you should do things with other people's money, which is debt. So you go into debt. Now, that particular lady, she did that. She set up a very, very nice surgery. I did a lot of work remodeling the thing, all of the rooms, so that it made a lot of sense, and it really did look great. It's very efficient, and the business failed. She lost everything. All of the money that she had, the collateral that she had to put up, she lost all of that because she was heavily in debt. She couldn't sell. You're selling at pennies on the pound, and it really doesn't work. Now, the benefit of what we've done here, and we still think it's the best, is that we didn't go into debt to do it. We earned the money, we spent it, we did what we could in the budget that we had, and we find that it's worked for us. Now, the benefit for us is that no matter how bad things went in the economy, as long as I continue to have my pensions honoured by the US and the UK, we can live. We can live and pay our bills. Everything is paid for. And to me, that's one way of doing it, and it's worked for us. I remember that we were heavily criticised for buying the Ford Raptor, which was an expensive truck. We took all of the money that we had, plus me forfeiting the excess or what's left over on my pensions as my spending money, and we took that. And I remember that as we were driving away, the one thing that I said to Beth is that the best thing about this is that no matter how badly things go, nobody can take this away from us. And I think that that's a major consideration. We could actually, and it has been suggested, we could actually go to the bank now, and we could put all of this property and our house, and the property goes right out to that wall there, right on the top of the hill, and you can see the wall down there. If you can zoom, that's the end of the property. We could put all of this and our house up for collateral, and then let's say that we decided that we could finish this particular part of the project so that everything was ready to go, and we would estimate what is the potential income that we could depend on. What would be that income? And we could guess at a number. We could say that we were going to get, say, 30,000 pesos or 50,000 pesos, and we could make a number and we could guess that, and then we could estimate how we could pay for that loan, and the bank would be quite happy to do that, which is great as long as everything is going smoothly. As long as everything is going just as you planned, it's great. But what happens if you can't complete the job for the 2 million and you're now faced with payments on 2 million? It doesn't sound like a great idea to me. Part of the reason that I would go along with all of this at my age, I'm 86, just my birthday this month. My purpose in being here is to bring some fulfillment into my life, which we've done with the charity work that we've done for the last 10 or 11 years. But also, I want to make sure that my wife, Beth, is going to be okay if I am picked for the next trip up to, well, I'm hoping it's up. So if I was to pass, would Beth be able to handle all of this? Well, the thing is that she's not unable as a person. She actually is able of earning a living for herself, and she would be able to do that on the rest of what we have left. And so that's my reasoning. I want to make sure that my family that I leave behind will all be fine, and I know that they will. If push came to shove and Beth had to sell all of this, she could sell it probably for half of what it's worth and have a reasonably easy sale, and she would be able to walk away quite a rich woman. And when anybody criticizes and tells me that I should be living within my means, I tell them that I don't have any debt. They are probably speaking from the last lady that said, I live within my means. And I think it turned out that she has a mortgage or rent to pay. She has a car payment. She probably has, if she's average, maybe 10,000 in credit card debt, none of which we have. So sometimes people who are pointing the finger forget that old saying that if you point the finger at someone, don't forget that there's 3 fingers pointing back at you. So I've walked around and done enough chat, I think. We are going through a little bit of what can I say, a distressing time at the moment, because my dear friend Michael is in hospital and he's having a struggle. And we're asking for prayers. If you follow our videos, you'll know that I always say that I meet with my friend Michael and we sort out the problems of the world every Tuesday and Friday when we meet to have breakfast and chat for 2 hours. He is a very special friend because he comes from, coincidentally, even though I met him as a result of our channel, he got in touch with me when he saw his house in Taliban on one of my videos. And he got in touch with me, and then we chatted, and it turns out that he was born only a few miles from the place that I was born. So when we chat, we can chat and make references to things from both of our childhood, and it's a special friendship because of that. He's an old Mancunian. I went to America, and he went to New Zealand, and now he's in hospital, not too happy about how they're going. So it's possible that he's been in there, I think he's into his 3rd day in the hospital. The staff are wonderful. They're doing what they can within their means. It's not a highly advanced, technically advanced hospital. And as I say, they're doing the best that they can. Well, we're hoping that he will come out of the hospital tomorrow. But your prayers are very much appreciated for his quick healing and for a comfortable few days until we can get him home. So thank you in advance for all that you do. Thank you for sharing these videos that we make. We try to make them educational. We try to make them informative. We try to make them entertaining even. And we hope that all of this is not missed by you and you continue to share, which helps us a great deal, because the great God algorithm is the one that can yay or nay our fast rise back up into actually being more successful and better paid for what we do in our work generally and on the charity as well. So thank you in advance, and I wish you a very good evening.